All right. I just wanted to do another raw recording of, where I'm at, where my thought process is at as of April 24th. We're about a month off of the month where I first started seeing actual success with what I've been doing with day trading and actually being able to make money and generate revenue online, which has been completely new and changed the entire way that I see online money. And it's been like eye-opening to come along this journey, and we're like literally exactly 1 year into exactly where I fully locked into this skill and fully said, I'm going to take a full 180 with where I wanted to go with or what I want to go and do with my life. And before this, 1 year ago, last month, I wasn't even like locked in fully in anything. I was just floating along like a leaf in the wind, bro. I was taking life like it was just every day was a new day. I could just sit back and relax, and whatever happens in my life happens, and you know, uh, it was good to live that way for a while, but you know, once the thought came into my head of exactly, you know where am I going to be at the end of, university? And that's 1 year, that's 1 year away from literally like this day today. Like that's 1 year away if I continue on with what I'm doing right now, or with what that path was last year, a month prior to this, you know, that's 1 year away, and that's closing in pretty fast, bro. And I've been giving myself this time to say, you have this amount of time to be able to lock in and see if you can make something shake, or something work in your favor, bro. And it has worked out, and I've seen it work out before. And this week it's not been great for results. I had one losing day, and then 3 other days we got like break even or only one TP hit, and then just like break even. And then I never took a trade on Tuesday. And then we took the three extra trades for the end of the to end out this week. And it's just kind of like, it feels like almost like God is just keeping me just on the brink of, where I want to be, and where like exactly success is. Like I can feel myself getting closer and closer and closer. Like, I have to push myself for this last week of this month, and hopefully, generate some revenue for this month, because it hasn't happened yet, but it happened last month, so I know it's possible. But it hasn't happened yet, and it just feels like he's almost holding me back just a little bit, and he's kind of teasing me with the end result. And markets haven't been in my favor this week at all, but it's been my fault for not being able to adapt to them and trade them how I want, and be able to read them as good as I should be. But we get better, and we'll hold on until next week. But it's almost like he's just holding me back, and he's saying, how bad do you really want this? Like, you have to stick this out. And I have to go through this weekend, work the job that I absolutely dread going into. But I wanted to take a moment, because this is exactly the life that somebody else might be dreaming of exactly at this moment. And I have to take a step back and give the glory to God for that. That I'm able to even have this problem of, oh, I want to go out and make money at a job. Like, I don't want to do that. It's like, bro, some people might die or kill for the position that I'm in. And I don't see it in that way, because I see myself doing further, better, bigger things. I feel myself gravitating to more huge tasks that my brain can dream up, and only a dream of what's real. But it doesn't feel like where I need to be. But all glory to God that I'm living somebody else's dream life right now. I have to give him thanks for the family that I was born into. The fact that I'm even able to go to a college or university. I'm sitting in this exact same class of a class that I was at this semester, just passed, where I would skip every single Thursday morning to be able to trade market open. And he got so mad at me for not showing up to these classes, the teacher for this class, that he started imposing like attendance requirements for students to come into his like graded assignment things that he do like, and these would be at like fucking 8:30 a.m., bro. Like you'd have to come in for 8:30 a.m. and that's an hour before when I got to do my shit, bro. So I started coming in the first couple weeks of this class, and I'd sit down here, I'd headphones in, just cranking out like house music, bro, and just fucking trading the markets while he's yapping up at the front of the class. But then he started doing these in-class graded assignments, and I'd start just realizing that he's posting these on the classroom, so I can just pull them off the assignment board and just submit them from my house. So I'd just do that. I'd wake up a little bit earlier than market open, do the assignment within an hour, and then boom, I'd be locked into my trading, be locked into my work. I'm so tunnel vision focused on where I want to be and what goals I have that I can't let anything get in the way of the exact time and place that I'm trading, or else it's gonna fuck me up. It's gonna just fuck up my mood and my mental. And I skipped one of these assignments, and that was a day that I made my first profits. And it really goes to show that I'm focusing on the correct things. I know that I am, and I know that, this previous life that I have set out, this previous path, is not going to be the path that takes me towards where I want to be. It's not going to be the path that takes me towards success. It's not going to be the path that takes me towards any of my final ambitions, any of my final goals. It's not going to be the path that leads me to being a better person and being able to ultimately create content and create trading content and just trade the markets and live my life how I want to live it. That's the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate thing, would be financial freedom and time freedom. Time freedom would be the number one thing. You know, not having to clock into this job, not having to go to university. So, what am I doing to be able to make another change like I did last year? Last year, I took this change where I said, nothing is going to come in between me and the market time that I have in the morning. I'm going to block out that chunk, and I'm also going to block out a chunk to be able to go to the gym and improve myself there and be able to stick with the consistency and discipline of being an active and healthy person. So I stuck with that. I've been doing that since April last year, all consistency. Been going to the gym a little bit before that, but I locked in with that. I locked in with the diet, and I locked in with trading. What happened last year? I ended up taking 11 months to get to my first profits, and that was last month. And hopefully more to come. Definitely more to come, but in due time, and when God's ready. But that's to be said for future, whenever he pleases. But then also dieting, lost 60 pounds, kept gaining muscle, gained muscle mass. Whenever I decided to make like a video about the transformation that I had, and you know, nobody even really knew about what I was doing, really, other than close friends that I talked to on a personal day-to-day basis. And I think that a couple of them got inspired, or looked at me and they said, I gotta lock in with my life, like he's locking in with his, and a couple of my friends are that way, but you know, you can't instill them to make sure that they have that discipline. It was one day last year where I took myself and I was like, you know, I need to make a major change in my life right now to uh, dead set focus on goals, and that's what I did. So we come around another year. What do I need to do? And I've watched content on this. What do I need to do now this time to be able to, you know, maybe 180 my life again, and be able to sit here next year and be able to look back on the year that I just had and the year that I just focused all my time into, and just say, what can I change right now to be able to push myself forward and become a better content creator, better trader, better person with more time freedom. Uh, this year, I was lucky enough to be able to have enough in my bank account where I don't have to work all summer. And last summer, I was stressing. last summer when I was going into this situation where I was saying, I need to make a change, I need to make a 180, I was looking for summer co-op jobs that would relate to the field that I was studying here, the computer science. I was looking for jobs, like applying in applications, and it was just dawning on me, this isn't something that I want to do. And I realize that I have it easier than other people in this program because other people can't even find a job. They can't even get into anything. But I have connections in my family that would be able to get me hired or hopefully a good reference with people in their place of work. But other people are stressing and struggling, and I have to give thanks to God that I would be able to go and do that, but that's not what I want to do, and that's not what Cameron wants to do with his life, you know? But I need to make a major change and be able to not have to work for these 3 months, but also, what do I need to do in that time? I need to be allocating more time to creating this content. I need to be allocating more time into YouTube, TikToks, making these videos, so I don't have to at the end of the summer recoup and be like, you know, oh fuck, I didn't do anything this summer. I threw my hands up in the air and I just said, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna cruise through. No, bro. I need to be accountable. I need to be almost every single fucking day, if not every single day, making content, making YouTube videos, and hopefully, it accrues an audience of people that can relate to this type of thing. No, I'm in such a lucky spot right now where I can take these huge risks and hopefully, reap the reward and benefit of that. Whatever that might be. Or at the end of the summer, at least I'll know that I've tried my hardest and geez, bro, my absolute best to be able to accomplish the goals that I want to set out for myself. And this is a big thing for other people too. If you're watching this, if you're anything like this at all, I hope that even just creating this content can inspire just one person. That'd be the goal at the end of the day. But hopefully God has in His plans for more than that for me. But you know, you need to take your situation that you're in currently and say, am I happy about this? Am I going to be okay with living in the same situation? And for me, it's no. It's like I hate every weekend, looking at the weekend and being like, I hate this. I hate going into this stupid job. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be wasting my time and like my good prime years doing this. This is not where I'm meant to be, bro. But I look around at everybody else at that job and they're unhappy with where they're at. So why not take the chance and sorry and be able to make something better for myself, right? Like it's a no-brainer. If you're not happy with the situation that you're in, something's got to change. Something's got to happen, bro. So this is me taking another step towards making a big risk, making a big change, big sacrifice. Ended up paying off last year. It ended up accruing me a big skill set that I can now apply every single day and hopefully make money from a market and make money from just sitting at my house for a couple hours in the morning, dude. And I love that. I love it every morning when I wake up and on Monday morning from a weekend of working, I'm dreading the weekend and then it gets over with. I'm happy when the weekend's over. I'm happy when it goes back to, you know, trading in the morning, going to the gym, and then making content in the afternoon. I'm happy. I'm happy when the weekend's over. Other people are dreading Monday morning. Other people are dreading the 5 day. Jeez, bro, I can't get too emotional. But other people are dreading 5 days of their week. I dread 2 days. I'm even thankful for that. That's something that I can be thankful for again, bro. But you know, it's not gonna last forever, and it's not gonna be all sunshine and rainbows forever. So it's time now to be able to make a change and to be able to progress towards my goals further. So thank you for listening. Peace.